We've had psychology already implemented here. John Makovic would not bring his football team on the field until Iowa did. As an end result, we had a long delay, Steve Davis, in getting these two football teams on the field.
Well, remember, it's Hayden Fry that's the psychology major of his undergraduate degree. His master's was in human development.
Well, let's look at the game in the context of the Big Ten. Michigan is playing Indiana today. But you can see the winner of this game between Illinois and Iowa really will put themselves in a great position to play on New Year's Day. And, of course, Iowa played in Pasadena last January 1st. And Illinois today coming in here. Tough win last week. Beating Ohio State 10-7. Iowa likewise had to score on a fourth down touchdown pass to beat Wisconsin 10-6. And there's Hayden Fry, 13 years the head coach of the Hawkeyes. Boy, there's some electricity here today. Sellout of better than 70,000. Something special about this beginning of a game in Big Ten play. Scott Turner and Clinton Lynch will go back now for the Illini, and they're traveling white. Jeff Skillett will be kicking off for the Hawkeyes, and this crowd's pumped. Last year they had a real high-scoring game. 54-28 won by Iowa. Skillett gets into it. It'll be Clinton Lynch. He'll bring it up to the 10. 15-20. Big hold to the 30. 35, and Lynch is across the 40 to the 42. Clinton Lynch with a 41-yard kickoff return. Jason Olenzak was there to make the stop, and here is the little guy at 5'9", Jason Verduzco. He leads the Big Ten in total offense. Camino Bell leads the Big Ten in receiving with 31 grabs. Palma's been a big play guy for him. Albert Turner had a big catch last week against Ohio State. Very good offensive line. Tim Simpson's an All-American candidate. Here is Fagan running wide. He's short of the 45. John Derby, the guy that Steve and I were talking about at the start of the game, made that stop. Going back to the Illinois offensive line, Simpson's an All-American candidate, but watch Brad Hopkins. They feel he has a great future, a junior out of Moline, Illinois. Gain of 2 on the play. Second down and 8 now for the Illini. Verduzco, an outstanding high school wrestler, and that competitive nature comes into his football play. Double pumping over the middle, complete to Dilger, the tight end. The redshirt freshman has a first down inside the 35 of Iowa. 24-yard gain, and Dilger latching onto that before Brian Wise made the stop at the 32-yard line. Let's look now at this number 1 ranked defense in the Big Ten. Gator is 6'6". He'll get his hands up high today. But Leroy Smith, very active at that defensive end spot. Derby, we talked about him earlier. In this secondary, they'll hit you. Brian Wise is 6'2", a 215-pound strong safety. Verduzco back on first down. Over the middle, complete. This is Camino Bell, and Bell is very close to a first down. Bell knifed down there as he tried to make his cut by Scott Plate and Gary Clark. He's just short of the first down, and they're throwing the ball underneath very well.
And the reason they're doing that are the 2 linebackers, Derby and that time Hilliard was in the ball game. They're taking real deep drops, and so that was the key to the ball game early on. How deep those linebackers get, and then you throw underneath. If they're shallow, then go beyond them.
Illinois took the drive last week against Ohio State and scored, and then did not score until late in the game when they won it with a field goal. Second down, less than a yard. Deep hand off to Fagan. He's got the first down inside the 15. Gary Clark made the stop again. And I tell you, Steve, Illinois looks very impressive.
Well, one of the things that I was real concerned about is so many teams playing Illinois concentrate on the passing game, and they were really concerned about making sure they stopped whenever they did choose to run the football.
So it's a first down at the 15-yard line, a gain of 8. Darren Boyer, who scored last week that touchdown against Ohio State's in the backfield. This is Boyer. Boyer running for about a yard. And John Derby out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. His brother Glenn played at the University of Wisconsin, was over there. Also Brian Weiss. Derby, you were talking about he's married, has 2 kids. You talk about a guy that's focused.
Well, that's the coach's the whole thing. He's very focused. Watch him no one gets around his feet. He keeps his hands out in front of him and then just finds the open area and makes the tackle. Keeps people away from his feet so that he can move parallel to the line of scrimmage.
6'2", 226-pounder. One of the captains on this Iowa team. Gain of a yard. 2nd and 9. Single running back, Camino Bell. He'll get the ball. Looking for some running room. Is short of the 10. Bell, out of Chicago, Whitney Young High School, has really come on this year. He's such a good receiver coming into the backfield, but running effectively there. He's the leading rusher. Ron Gator out of Marion, Iowa, and Mike Wells from Arnold, Missouri, in the St. Louis area, made the stop. It's 3rd and 7 now for Illinois. And look at the 3rd downs. Iowa's been tough. That is the best figure in the Big Ten. Fagan and Bell in the backfield. Fagan will move to the slot. He's in motion. Verduzco on 3rd and 7. Stays in the pocket. He completes it to Gus Palma. Palma fighting for the 1st and goal. I don't think he got it. He did not. Gus Palma out of Belfort, New York. Teddy Joe Faley out of Dubuque, Iowa. The linebacker may have stopped him short of it, and he did. It is short of the 1st down. Also, Gary Clark out of University City, Missouri, a senior. Big tackle, and it's 4th down.
Good job.
They're going for it.
Good job by Palma to find the open area. Hilliard, the linebacker, stepped in. Verduzco just waited until he moved to the open area, but he comes up a little bit short.
Big play early. First series, 4th down and a yard. Joe Muty, a transfer from Oklahoma, 41, is in him. Verduzco wants to call timeout and think about this one. So on 4th and 1, Jason Verduzco uses the Illini's first timeout. And John Makovic, who's so tough on the road. He's 9-2-1 as the head coach of the Illini. Stadium, 4th and 1 for the Illini. And they've been very effective thus far on 4th downs. They've attempted 9, converted 5. This is an impressive drive, Steve. An early gamble in the game.
Well, they felt that it was real important to have success early, and that's why they're going for it.
This is the 8th play of this drive. 4th and 1. 3 tight ends are in. Hand off to Bell. He's got it. 1st and goal. He's inside the 5 to the 4. Bailey and Marie Crane, who just checked in at the nose guard, stop him. And Bell gets it, and Illinois continues their movement towards the goal line.
Watch the offensive line. They bring in the motion. See the motion back, come inside, make the block. It was kind of an inside trap play. That's what gave them the 1st and 10.
That offensive line is becoming a very good offensive line for Illinois. 1st and goal at the 4. Bell straight ahead, fighting for the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Illinois. Bell scoring his 7th touchdown rushing.
Watch John Derby, 31, get blocked this time, and Camino Bell does an excellent job of moving forward. He just didn't go down. He bounced outside for the touchdown.
Impressive drive, 58 yards and 9 plays. Point after attempt now by Chris Richardson, the redshirt freshman. Holding is John Wright. The snap from Greg Eichhorn, and it's a 7-0 game. So in the opening series, Illinois takes it in. 10:31 to go, first quarter. The king is Stephen Kari. He's a major in marketing from Barrington, Illinois. The queen is Natalie Spears. She is majoring in business administration from Bloomingdale, Illinois. Well, she's going to major in business administration. Being from Bloomingdale ought to work, right? She could just go work for Bloomingdale. Anyway, that was an impressive drive by Illinois. Interestingly enough, Steve, last year, Illinois fumbled on their first possession, and Iowa went on to score on all 5 of their first possessions. So we'll see what develops here. Richardson to kickoff. Dana Hughes and Harold Jasper back for the Hawkeyes. This will be Dana Hughes. He is a big play guy. Up to the 20, 25, and a nice open field tackle that time by Samuels, who came flying across. 18-yard kickoff return. Let's go to New York. Here's Roger Twibel. Well, that just brings this game even more into focus. Illinois would like to win today and move into that November 16th meeting with the Wolverines, playing for the Rose Bowl. First down, just short of the 25. This is Mike Saunders, who's playing with a very sore rib. The senior out of Milton, Wisconsin, brings it out to the 29. Matt Rogers, the all-Big Ten quarterback. He had a tough week last week, throwing 4 interceptions, but he is a coach's son and knows how to play this football game. Montgomery starting at fullback. He's played some tailback. We mentioned Hughes. He's been the big play guy. And Alan Cross is very dangerous at tight end. He has 11 catches. Second down and 6 now for the Hawkeyes. Saunders goes in motion. Rogers to throw. And he's on target. First down catch. That is Dana Hughes, who's the starting center fielder for the Iowa Hawkeyes. A 14-yard gain. And defensively, well, let's look first. Iowa's offense. Davis, Peroni, Devlin. Devlin is very, very good. In fact, Hayden Fry feels there's not a better center in the country. And Baxley, a senior, 280 pounds. In fact, Illinois thinks that's the best offensive line they faced this year. We're going to find out as this game wears on. Pitch comes back to Saunders again, going wide. Good pursuit that time. Dana Howard, the man who had a school record 20 solo tackles last week, along with Robert Crumpton. No gain on the play. Here is that Illinois lineup. Now, Sean Streeter not starting because of a curfew problem, and so John Makovic will bring him in later. Pulaski is leading the Big Ten in sacks, and Howard was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week last week. Crumpton had a big deflection of a pass thrown last week against Ohio State. Second and 10. Saunders again, and he runs into some congestion, but moves the pile forward across the 45 to the 48-yard line. Julian Brown stopped him there. It'll be 3rd and 6. Now Florida having an easy day of it against Northern Illinois. Look at that. Boy, Kansas State is having some year. That's a shocker, isn't it? 17 all. When did that last happen, Steve? You know the Big 8 as well as anybody.
A long time ago. May never have happened.
3rd and 6. Hughes will come in motion. Rogers is so mobile. Moving. Moves the pocket. Con Paloon makes the catch. It'll be a first down inside the 45. An 8-yard gain. Mike Hopkins made the stop. I mentioned being a coach's son. As Paloon there, a walk-on, now on scholarship. Being a coach's son, Steve, what that means to me about Matt Rogers is he understands how to come back from adversity. He's been around so much, exposed to so much. Of course, his dad, Jimmy Rogers, now the head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves of the NBA.
That's right. 2 weeks ago, he was defeated. Last week, he threw 4 interceptions. The real pressure is on Matt Rogers to pull it back together as a team, and all the pressure is on his shoulders.
Well, he's got to make more things happen. They don't have that power backfield of a year ago. And Saunders fumbles the ball, but I think he got it back. It came right back to him. A fortuitous bounce for the Hawkeyes as they don't pick up on anything on the play. Next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, ABC Sports brings you their first win of the season. 20-12, they defeated the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. Rogers on target. Alan Cross to tight end. And Cross is going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. Mike Hopkins over there. So Rogers right now, Steve, playing with a lot of poise, as you would expect, really distributing the ball very well.
Well, this is a young Illinois defense, and they really felt like with motion, try to change the strength of the offense to give them a lot of pictures. The defensive coordinator of Illinois is terribly concerned about getting rattled early in the ball game, and so they're just being very conservative on defense against this offense.
Talking about Lou Tepper, the defensive coordinator. 3rd and 3 now. Rogers complete to Hughes to the 25, and Dana Hughes to the 22. Robert Crumpton made the stop, and Hughes out of Newark, New Jersey, has 4 touchdown catches this year, and that's a 14-yard completion.
We talked about Dana Howard, number 40, the linebacker. He's young, a redshirt freshman. He was totally out of position on the play. There he is trying to play catch-up, but he was buried up in the line, not even close to the pass coverage.
Well, he really attacks the run, but he's still learning to pass defense.
That's right.
First down. Line of scrimmage just outside the 22. Hughes in motion. Rogers to throw. And Hughes can't come up with that one. And there was the man Howard again defending on Dana Hughes. That is the first miss of the game for Matt Rogers. He had hit all 4 of his passes previous to that one.
Part of the attack of Iowa is to take advantage of Dana Howard. He's very aggressive. He's not, right now, because he's young, not the greatest in the ability to cover the pass. That time he slips down a little bit, but they're going to try to exploit him a little bit and that aggressiveness that he has and try to get him reacting and making the wrong decisions.
Again, last week, a school record 20 solo tackles against Ohio State. On second down, Rogers to Hughes, struggling for the first down. I think he got it. He did, as Crumpton stops him there. An 11-yard gain on the play. Hayes is the go-to guy right now. You can understand why. He's such a great leaper. He's 6'2", weighs over 200 pounds.
Well, Illinois wanted to get the game to one-dimensional. They may have it. Matt Rogers just rears back and throw it. Again, the speed of Hughes and the ability to just break out on the outside. They're really stretching on the sidelines, the perimeters of this defense.
They are stretching it. Hughes has 3 catches already for 40 yards. Handoff to Saunders, diving forward. He goes airborne inside the 10 to the 9. They were concerned about Saunders. He came off of knee surgery a year ago playing wide receiver, then came into this game with a badly bruised rib. But, boy, he did not protect his body there. He took it over the top.
Gary, I was working on the perimeters. The reason is they've got a freshman cornerback, a sophomore cornerback, and 2 freshman linebackers, and so stretch them to the outside. The veterans are in the center at the safety positions. That's why they're going outside.
And it again speaks so well of John Makovic, such a young team to be playing this well. This is the 12th play of this drive on a second down. Nice play action fake. Rogers in zone. Touchdown catch by Alan Cross.
Goes outside, stretching the perimeters of the defense. Now they go across the middle. Right there, the linebacker is way out of position on the Alan Cross, the fullback.
And still a point after is good. And for Cross, his first touchdown catch of the year. And we're all even at 7, a 75-yard drive. Well, as we mentioned, the 80th homecoming here at the University of Iowa. I think this band was below my hotel window all night long. They've had a great festivity going on here. The alums all coming back. It was raining and sleeting yesterday. Started bright and sunshiny today and starting to cloud up. But this is crisp autumn fall football, Big Ten style. And we're even at 7. Both teams taking their initial series and taking it in for 6. Skillett to kickoff. Clinton Lynch returned the first kickoff, 41 yards, but to race up to get to this one. They got to get on that one. Picked up by Scott Turner. Turner across the 20 to the 22. That almost became a disaster. It was like, you take it, I'll take it. Almost nobody took it. Eventually, Illinois does at the 22.
Well, the point to make, Illinois on their first drive got a great opportunity to run it back and took it to midfield. This time they get a short kickoff, but they can't convert and make anything out of it.
And so Illinois, who marched the last time 58 yards and 9 plays to score. This defense of Iowa has been tough. They allowed only 2 rushing touchdowns coming into the game, both of those by Michigan. Dilger, the tight end, will go in motion. Play action by Verduzco on first down. Scrambling around, being chased by Mike Wells, and he shows his mobility as John Derby tackles him at the 28-yard line. You know, the interesting thing, Steve, when you watch Verduzco is how deep he drops.
he gets 10 to 12 yards, Gary, and that really puts a lot of pressure on the linebackers because they have a tendency to mirror the quarterback as he goes back. What it does, it causes the secondary to have to cover so much more field.
Is he doing that because of his height?
Two reasons. His height is one. The other one is to get better throwing lane against this hard rush of Iowa.
Gain of 6 by Verduzco. 2nd and 4 now at the 28 of the Illini. 7-all our score. Verduzco to Camino Bell, and Bell has the first down, I think. His forward progress will give it to him as he is able to hammer his way out to the 33. Larry Blue made the stop. Camino Bell, leading rusher, leading receiver for the Illini. 31 catches coming in here. And in the last 2 games, he's caught 19 passes. And look at his average rush-wise. He has been a complete player for John Mackovic. First down. Quick pitch, near side. This is Clinton Lynch, who's come back into the ball game. And Lynch, out of Youngstown, Ohio, brings it to the 36-yard line. Carlos James and Leroy Smith over to make the stop. I'll tell you one thing about Illinois. They have some depth. Fagan, Boyer, and Lynch from that tailback spot. And they can run them at you in waves and be very effective. 2nd down and 7 now.
2nd down, 7.
A lot of people thought this Illinois team was a team in transition, that they would struggle. They don't know what the word struggle is. 4-1, 2-0 in Big Ten play. Verduzco, nice play action, has Fagan blocking for him, gets it off to Bell. Bell makes a nice open field move and advances to the 43, very close to the first down. Steve, that's what I noticed in film, is that Bell makes that first guy miss you so often in the open field.
Well, when he comes out the perimeter like he does, you've got an angle at him. He's so good at stopping and going, and that's what he does this time. Iowa's doing a great job on the receivers. They're really doubling up on them, putting pressure on them, forcing the quarterback to go to the receiver out of the backfield. That's exactly what happens, and then he overshoots him.
So Bell makes the first guy miss, and the measurement is a first down. But Camino Bell, you watched him time and time again. He gets himself under control so well when he makes the catch. Seemingly everybody else is flailing around, and he's ready to make that initial move.
Well, he's got the advantage. People are coming in hot pursuit for him at an angle, and then he's just sitting there broken down and ready to make a move.
And he did there for the first down to the 43-yard line. 7-all, 5 minutes to go in a very, very fast-paced first quarter. This is Gus Palma going in motion. Verduzco giving off to Fagan. Fagan bouncing off of people across the 45 to the 47, and John Derby, who will make a lot of tackles. He is the leading tackler on this team, approaching 200 on his career. Mike Wells is also there, got a hand on him. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. At the conclusion of today's game, we'll be selecting a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the Game from each team, and for the 21st year, through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. 2nd and 6. Verduzco, being flushed for a moment, gets it off to Bell, who's come back in, and Bell is across the 45 to the 47, but that will be no gain on the play. Leroy Smith is over there. Now we've got a late flag. And I mean a very late flag. Personal foul against Illinois. That is John Nealon, the referee. So that will wipe that play out and bring it all the way back to the 32. They didn't...
Personal foul on the offense. We go to 3rd down.
Wow, that is Brad Hopkins, number 79, coming in late. There he goes, out of Moline, Illinois. So that comes after the play, moves the ball back to the 32, and it's 3rd down and a bunch now. 3rd and 21. Verduzco, that deep drop that Steve was talking about. He's in trouble. And at the 27, he goes down. The black-shirted Iowa Hawkeyes. Excellent reaction by Larry Blue and Ron Gator. That's a coverage sack in the true sense of the word.
Well, really, they've got such an advantage knowing he's got to throw the ball. They put normal pressure on him, and they just keep scrambling. They're doing a great job in the secondary, matching up with the receivers and closing it down and making the pressure on the quarterback.
And so in to punt the football is Corey Wells. He hits a beauty. Harold Jasper back for the Hawkeyes at the 30. First guy misses him. That was Steve Nelson. And then the guy who came flying down, a great job defensively, was Julian Brown, who's a linebacker who is on the punting team. A 43-yard punt, a 1-yard return. There's Brown out of East St. Louis, Illinois. So the Hawkeyes stopped Illinois. Now can Illinois stop this Hawkeye offense? 7-7 our score.
That drive was a perfect illustration of what Iowa does to you when they're on defense, Gary. They wait for you to make a silly mistake. A penalty, the 15-yarder, all that is just a part of the way they go about their business.
You believe that? K-State now leading Nebraska? From the 30-yard line, first down. Rogers got time. Far side. Saunders. He's got it. First down to the 50-yard line. That is a 19-yard gain. John Holisek, another one of the redshirt freshmen, over there to make the stop. And Saunders, who was very questionable this week with that bad rib, limping a little bit as he returns to the huddle. But that playing wide receiver last year's really helped him as a receiver coming out of the backfield.
It really is, and you're right, he is hobbled. Matt Rogers did a great job to look away and throw back down the sideline and put the pressure on the young sophomore and freshman, those cornerbacks that have that outside responsibility.
Ken Jones comes in at wide receiver. He's the fastest wideout for Iowa. Hand off to Saunders again, a flag as Saunders wrestled down. I think we have another face mask coming up. Saunders trying to go wide, and it looked like somebody reached in there and got a piece of it. Julian Brown, the guy who got over there and got a piece of the face mask.
Holisak supposedly is the culprit. Let's see. Right there he is making the play on the tackle. Reaches around. Terry.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't Brown. It was not Julian Brown. It was Brown who made the stop, but Holisek guilty of the violation and makes it now first down and 3 yards to go after the penalty. First and 3. Balloon comes split to the near side. Paul Kuyava is now in at fullback. Kuyava, number 23. He gets the ball. Here he comes. Out of Cudahy, Wisconsin. Boy, he's a tough kid. Hasn't carried the ball all that much. 16-yard gain.
Kuyava right up the middle. Great trap play from the inside, and then he breaks right into the secondary. He doesn't carry the ball a whole lot of times. He's only carried it 20 times for 79 yards, but all of a sudden they get the trap play. That trap was on Pulaski, number 98.
Boy, that crossed him up. Kuyava known for his blocking. You should see his numbers. But there was a 16-yard run, and that's his longest of the season. First down now at the 27-yard line. Nice play action by Rogers. Backside pressure coming. Scrambling out of there. This guy's very mobile. He's to the 20, to the 18. You forget how big Rogers is. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, and he can run, and he scrambled for 8 yards on the play.
Matt has made a difference this year in being able to run the football, and he's had to. He's not had as much of a supporting cast around him. He's run the option a little bit, so all those things are factors. He's not afraid to put it under his shoulder and go run.
He wants the football in crucial situations, and the coaches are more than happy to give it to him. Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Second man, Saunders. He takes it to the 15-yard line. That'll be a first down for Iowa. Say, this Iowa football team playing so well offensively. Last week, they couldn't score a touchdown until late in the ball game on a 4th down pass to Mike Saunders. And as an end result, their offense is rolling effectively now. And this guy, Hayden Fry, always has a few surprises for you in the course of an afternoon.
And he wouldn't tell us what they were yesterday.
We tried. At the 15, Rogers again. Over the middle. Kuyava drops at the 7. Number 23, a big part of this drive. That's an 8-yard catch on the play. Mike Hopkins made the stop on Kuyava.
Watch what they do. They really drive the receivers, drive the secondary backs really deep. And then Kujava is right there underneath, no linebackers around.
And so, this Iowa crowd is fired up as Illinois has asked for their second timeout. Very interesting. They had one earlier on the initial drive. They called timeout. Now defensively they regroup. Matt Rogers would make a lot of teams call timeout. He's hit 8 of 9 passes for 93 yards.
Matt is really recovering from this 2 weeks that, admittedly so, the coaches said that he did struggle.
He's not struggling today. Well, you know, last year they had that high shootout. If you looked at the statistics of last week's game, you'd figure there wouldn't be a lot of points scored. But that's the reason the Big Ten is so exciting and so unpredictable.
Well, part of the problem today is this Illinois defense, Gary. They're so young. And Coach Tepper yesterday, the defensive coordinator, told me, said, we're just so fragile emotionally. We've got to have everything happen just right for us. And they get rattled. The young players generally do get rattled. And so it's really tough. They're putting the pressure on them and exposing this young defense.
I think a lot of credit has to go to John McAvett to be 9-2-1 on the road. I think a lot of it's his demeanor on the sideline. He never seems to be flustered or ruffled. We talked about that the other night, but I think it's his system. He really has everything buttoned down.
Well, he is under control. His players are very professional-like in the way they go about their business. I was in their team hotel last night, and they just go about very business-like about every little detail of the game that they approach.
Right now, they're backed up on the 2nd and 2. They have one timeout left. Iowa trying to take the lead. Rogers, nice play action, end zone, broken up. The intended receiver was Matt Whitaker, and that's Primus, Marlon Primus, who got a piece of the ball, and he's shaken up. You know, Primus is holding that arm he hurt last week in a tackle against Ohio State.
Watch Primus, number 16, right across to the tight end. He breaks on the ball. Primus does a really good job cutting off the throwing lane and makes a good effort to knock the ball away from the tight end Whitaker, 46.
Thus far on 3rd down, Iowa's 2 of 2, and here's a 3rd and 2. Rogers trying to convert here, not have to settle for the field goal. Near side, intended for Ken Jones. Fillmore Johnson defending on the play. And so Jeff Skillett for the 4th down apparently will come in and attempt a field goal. He's very good from short yardage. He's 5 of 7, and here he comes. Skillett out of Silvis, Illinois. They're very dependable for this Iowa team. This will be a 24-yard attempt. Jim Hartlieb, the backup quarterback to hold. Steve Breaux to snap. Skillett's kick is up, and Iowa has taken a 3-point lead. 10-7, the Hawkeyes. Well, you talk, Steve, about this young Illinois defense. They really are being tested. You made a good point. Iowa's using all the field. They are really stretching them.
Well, Iowa has done a good job. When you think they're going to run the football, they've been throwing it. When you think they're going to throw it, they've been running it. And that's the very thing that keeps this young defense kind of really out of character somewhat. The other thing that they're doing that I think is really solid for Iowa, at least when they're on offense, is that Matt Rogers is doing a great job of just mixing up his play selection.
Okay, now Michigan defeated Indiana, so they are still unbeaten. Illinois would like to climb into a tie for first place and then meet the Wolverines November 16th. Ohio State with a victory today. They played Northwestern, by the way, in Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Of course, the Hawkeyes already have one loss. They came to Michigan 2 weeks ago. Let's show you the finals of the Big Ten. Desmond Howard in the move for the Heisman with 3 touchdown receptions today. Our producer Jim Ressler tells us that brings him up to 15 for the year. That's pretty good, isn't it? Skillett kicking off. They're going to let that one go out of bounds, so they'll have it at the 35-yard line. Boy, that almost made it in for the touchback. So Illinois will have the ball at the 35. Clinton Lynch over there very wisely let that ball go out of bounds. There's that win in Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Hawkeyes a tough loss against Illinois and Champaign last week. The John Cooper's team still off to a very good start. So Jason Verduzco, who moved him on the initial series into the end zone, and then the last one with a penalty, putting it in a hole, could not dig themselves out of it. We'll start this one from the 35. Michigan State, their first win of the year. Tico Duckett, 241 yards. Verduzco back, setting up a screen, completes to Camino Bell. Bell to the 40, lowers his head, and he's about a half yard short of the first down. I tell you, Bell is a handful in the open field. Matt Hilliard is over there, along with John Derby. Bell is 5'11", a 218-pounder. His father lettered in track at Illinois and is now a dentist. And we have come to the end of this first quarter. 10-7, the Hawkeyes, homecoming, 1991 with the lead. With Steve Davis, I'm Gary Bender. We go to quarter number 2. Iowa with a 10-7 lead. Illinois with the football. They've used 2 timeouts in this first quarter. They now start the second quarter. Second down and a yard to go. Jason Verduzco, the tremendous competitor, brings him out. Camino Bell diving for the first down. He got it. And that gives us an opportunity to go to New York, and here's Roger Twidler. Okay, Roger, that may be for the Rose Bowl in the Pac-10. Everybody thinking the winner of that one will be in Pasadena January 1st. John Wright goes in motion. We have an end-around reverse to Albert Turner. Turner to the 50, 45, and looks like he may have a first down. Matt Hilliard over there reacted well, and Albert Turner, 3-time Big Ten hurdles champion, picking those knees up like he was running some hurdles. Coming to the near side, it's an 11-yard gain, first down for the Illini.
Most coaches that look at Iowa have been more impressed with their speed this year than ever before. What happens, this speed causes them to react quickly, and that's why they move the sweep. Everybody's going towards the ball, then right back, and so you've got to really switch gears, and then you've got a speed guy like Albert Turner. Play works.
Tell you, that's the one thing that concerned Iowa was those wide receivers. They think Illinois has gotten remarkable play from them. Handoff this time to Fagan. Fagan out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, bolts to the 36. Well, Steve, after one quarter, Iowa leading by 3, and what do you pick out there?
Well, there's really, it really illustrates the score where we are on the ball game. Illinois has made some mistakes. The penalties don't show up here that have really cost them in their drive, and of course a couple of times against Iowa, but really it just appears that Iowa's been able to control it and do the things they want to do, throw the football.
No trend yet anyway. Second down, 4 yards to go from the 36. Verduzco, that deep drop that Steve talked about, completes to Dilger, the tight end. He's got a first down inside the 25 to the 24. John Derby caught up with him, 12-yard gain. Dilger is a guy that they say he's just learning so quickly. His mind is racing at all times, a redshirt freshman, but his talent is quite obvious.
John Derby, 31. He's the senior on the redshirt freshman, the tight end. He gets a little bit behind him, doesn't react as quick. He's behind him all the way.
Dilger at 6'4", 240. Verduzco is 7 of 7 now for 67 yards. He is hot. And off to Fagan again. And Fagan stopped this time for a very little gain. Maybe lost some yardage on the play. Ron Gator and Larry Blue. There's Gator, 6'6". And they want Gator to get those hands in the air. With Verduzco at 5'9", they feel he can really give them some problems up the middle. They want to collapse that pocket in front of Jason Verduzco.
That's right, those deep drops, and they want to really collapse around him and squeeze down around him and not let him get outside. Jason Verduzco's getting a little bit more talented at getting outside of that pressure.
Second down, no gain. Second and 10. Camino Bell. Bell to the 20. Leg drives his way inside the 20. Gary Clark stops him after a 5-yard gain on the play. Third down, 5 yards coming up now for Illinois. High-powered offense this Illinois team has. Averaging 181 yards a game. That's best in the Big Ten. Thus far, movement right side. Started to say, thus far, Illinois is 0 for 2 on third downs, and that's not going to help their cause here. The right side, Tony Laster and James Pesic move. Illegal procedure against Illinois. Well, Camino Bell on the opening drive took it in from 4 yards out to give Illinois that lead, and then Alan Cross with a 10-yard touchdown catch at the 6:41 mark of the first quarter, knotted it up, and then Skillett from 24 yards out has given Iowa their lead that they enjoy right now. Third down 10 after the penalty. On a 3rd and 10, Verduzco looking, completes it to John Wright to the 15. He's got the first down to the 10. John Wright, who John Makovic says is the most underrated player, most unheralded player on the Illinois team. 13-yard gain. He's a third-generation player here for Illinois.
Illinois that time had 4 wide receivers, and what really made the play is John Wright, number 5, when he makes the catch. What receivers, great receivers, do something after they catch the football. Breaks down, the lineman goes past him, and he turns it up for 6 additional yards.
He had a big catch for 42 yards against Ohio State last week. His father and grandfather played at Illinois. Verduzco now 8 of 8 for 80 yards. Quick pitch, Camino Bell. Bell to the 5 and knocked out of bounds there. A little bit short of the 5. Make it the 6. Gain of 5 on the play. Bell showing his quickness to the outside. Eddie Polly, number 27, a senior out of Oklahoma City, met him at that point. It'll be 2nd down, 5. The line of scrimmage, the 6. So they can pick up a 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. A lot of weapons out there for this Illinois team. That's David Olson, number 80, the tight end, changing his alignment. John Wright in motion. Driving forward was Bell, maybe a yard, and that's all. Leroy Smith was there, a former running back, now playing a defensive end. There he is, number 8. He runs so well, brings up 3rd and 4. In fact, you're talking about Leroy Smith, you never know where you're going to find him on the football field.
That was one of the comments of the coaches, is try to expose him a little bit more. Illinois wants to get him because sometimes he looks like he's out of control, is what they said when they look at the film on him.
He made the stop there. 3rd down, 4 yards to go from the 5. Verduzco scrambling around. He gets rid of it. John Wright, touchdown, Illinois. What a play by Verduzco. Bielema, the nose guard, was draped all over Verduzco. And somehow he stayed on his feet and completes the pass to John Wright.
Watch the pressure on Verduzco, the quarterback. Everyone closing in on him, and Verduzco, the ability to jump inside away from the pressure. That's what's making him a different player in his junior year at Illinois. The ability to get away from pressure and find the open area.
Chris Richardson out of Richardson, Texas, to attempt the point after. John Wright, who just caught the touchdown, to hold. Richardson kick is right down the middle. 14-10. Illinois, 10:18 to go. That was a 65-yard drive, culminating on this touchdown grab. Kinnick Stadium sold out. They've expanded here. They put in the new natural grass field. It's quite a setting. And Jason Verduzco, engineering that last drive, has not missed on a pass. He is 9 of 9 for 85 yards as Richardson will kick off. 14-10, the Illini. Hughes and Jasper back deep for Iowa. This is Harold Jasper. Jasper, who can really run. He's a redshirt freshman, brings it out across the 15 to the 17-yard line. He's grounded there by Mike Hopkins, who plays so well for this Illinois team. You know what's interesting about this score? The head coach at Kansas State is Bill Snyder. He was the offensive coordinator here for Hayden Fry.
He has done a remarkable job at Kansas State, and certainly if that score holds up for the rest of the ball game, he will have pulled off maybe the all-time victory of Kansas State football history.
Oh, boy, they have come off of a big win over Kansas. They've lost only one game thus far. That was to Washington. On the 18-yard line, the Hawkeyes down by 4. Mike Saunders comes up the middle across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Big hole, 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. Dana Howard yet on another stop. We mentioned this Iowa offensive line, and in all estimations, Lou Tepper told us he felt it's the best offensive line they will have played this year. Now, that's saying something. I think Ohio State had a very good offensive line. It's interesting to see how they have grown as a team. Second and a yard to go. Deep drop, setting up a screen. And it's complete to Lou Montgomery, and he's cut down nicely that time. Good reaction defensively. Hasenstaub was the guy that got there, the freshman out of Belleville, Illinois, and a loss of a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down. And a long 2, almost 3 yards to go. Hasenstaub playing in place of Sean Streeter. We mentioned that to the top of the broadcast. Streeter got into some kind of a disciplinary action, and John Makovic did not start him, the senior out of Chicago. Third down and 2. Whoa, Rogers takes a big hit. That was Aaron Shelby, 53, who got there first. Shelby started earlier in the year, lost his starting job to Holosek, the redshirt freshman, and we have a 4th and 2 now for Iowa.
Iowa runs the option play. Matt Rogers may not want to run it again. He just turns and comes down the line of scrimmage to run the option play. And what he's trying to do is make sure those outside backers and the corners stay at home, that they check their responsibilities.
Give credit also to Brian Samuels helping Shelby on the play. Jim Hyzak to punt the football. Elmo Johnson, Camino Bell, twin guys back. High snap. Isaac just got it underway, and he got a good punt out of that. This is Johnson from the 35 and tackled instantly. So Iowa averted disaster. Isaac out of Nashua, New Hampshire, got away with it. A 39-yard punt, a -2 yards on the return. Well, Hayden Fry was the Big Ten Coach of the Year last year, and look at this. 3rd winningest active coach. Only Joe Paterno and Bobby Bowden of Florida State are ahead of him. Hayden Fry. Interesting point was made by you, Steve. He's turned a program around that was really down and has kept it turned around.
Well, there are not any 2 better men in college coaching than Hayden Fry and Bobby Bowden. Turning a program around, staying with it, and seeing great success in the program.
Verduzco on a rollout. Wide open. Elbert Turner. First down, catch to the 45-yard line. There's Verduzco showing his flexibility. Running left, the right-hander completing the ball. 13-yard gain. Doug Book out of Keystone, Iowa, a backup free safety making the stop. Verduzco at 5'9", running around, and he doesn't let that height bother him because he finds those passing lanes. Really causes some problems.
I think he's been kidded enough about being compared so often to Doug Flutie, but what he's really doing that coaches say that is so much like Doug Flutie is he's being able to get away from pressure and find that open area.
Boy, if he finds that Doug Flutie magic, look out. Not that he hasn't had success on his own. As Darren Boyer knifes forward, it'll be a gain of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Mike Wells made the stop. Boyer coming back from reconstructive surgery of both knees. He was a starter a couple of years ago. Got hurt against Colorado early in the year and has battled his way back into a position where he's playing a lot now for the Illini. Look at that. Verduzco has not missed. 2nd and 8. The play action. Caught. Palma to the 25. Gus Palma knocked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Jason Olazak over there to make the stop, a 35-yard gain. And this guy's been a big play performer. He's been catching the ball an average of 24 yards each time.
He's coming in motion. The quarterback is getting a deep, deep drop. And what's happened, the 2 deep safeties are really deep. And so they're trying to exploit that middle of the line. And what happened is Carlos James got behind him as he's coming across the field.
Earlier this year, Palma had 5 catches for 3 touchdowns against Houston. Verduzco over the middle. He makes another completion to Dilger. Dilger has it inside the 5, first and goal. 15-yard gain, and Jason Verduzco is absolutely sensational. 12 of 12 now, 148 yards. You can't do any better than that.
Well, what we said at the beginning of the program was that they were really going to key off of those linebackers in terms of what they did in terms of where their drops were. He did an excellent job of reading John Derby that time and throwing the ball right in front of Derby and making the big completion.
He is something special. To Camino Bell. Bell's got a little hole. He's going to be short of the goal line.
Camino Bell was
about a yard short of the first down. It'll bring up second there as Ron Gator was the first to get there. One thing about this Iowa defense, they always have tough tackles, and Gator and Nelson replacing 2 all Big Ten players from a year ago. They haven't dropped off at all, and it's second and goal from the 1. Makovic's team leading by 4 with 6 minutes, and Hayden Fry looking for some magic on that tablet. Quick pitch, Bell again. Got a block. Touchdown, Illinois. Camino Bell with his second touchdown run of the day. 4 yards earlier, this from 1 yard away.
Teams make a big mistake when they think Illinois is just a throwing football team.
That's a very good point, and I think the balance of John Makovich's system has been evidenced every year.
right
That's the way he has coached these teams and the reason they're so effective. Richardson's point after is good. 21-10, Illinois, 5:52 to go as Camino Bell with his second touchdown run of the day. Talking to the offense, it just marked 68 yards. Camino Bell with his second touchdown run of the day, his 8th of the year.
Number 70, James Pethick, makes a good block to turn inside, and then they break through on Faley, number 49, to put Bell into the end zone. Good effort to break through the tackle.
Well, I tell you, Steve, you made such a good point. You think it's Verduzco and passing. It isn't just passing. They can hurt you with the run. Richardson now kicking off. 21-10 the Illini. Knuckleball fielded very effectively by Jasper. Jasper up to the 25 and stormed down there. Steve Nelson, who is probably as good a special teams player as they have, out of Madera, California. He's a transfer from Fresno City Junior College down there. He makes a lot of tackles on special teams.
Gary, trying to figure out the difference in the ball game so far. Illinois on first down is averaging 8.5 yards every first down play to Iowa's 5.6. They're really making their advantages. They're going to second down and short every time.
They got them on their heels, don't they?
Right, every time.
From the 25-yard line. 5:45 to go in the first half of play. Saunders in motion. Rogers looks off the coverage. Gets it instead complete to Allen Cross, the tight end, and he has a first down. That's what I like about Rogers, his ability to look one way and throw the other.
Yeah, and watching films, he did it in the Michigan game. He's just done it consistently. He's a senior. He ought to be able to make those decisions, but he'll look for a receiver, and then he's able to just have that ability to perceive where that open man is, and he'll take the time, the poise, and deliver the good ball for the completion.
Rogers, 10 of 13, 103 yards. Not quite as impressive as Verduzco, but not bad. The play action. He does a good job of handling the ball. Complete to Jasper. Jasper makes the catch at the Illini 48. That's a 17-yard gain. Gilmore Johnson defending on the play, and Jasper has only caught 4 passes coming into this game, used primarily as a punt returner.
What was impressive is the long throw. I mean, this is a long throw on the field. He's working on Jasper, 83, is working on the Double Johnson, number 3, but that's a long throw for the quarterback, and he delivers it just in time.
Jasper, a redshirt freshman. He and Gus Palma come from the same area, Bellport, New York. Here's Saunders, place to go. The Illini defense reacting very well. Todd Leach, a sophomore out of Indianapolis, was there, a loss of 2. Saunders had no place to go on that particular play. Second down and 12. Monday night here on ABC. Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills.
He was explaining, people were asking, well, talking about the idea of possibly getting fired or something like that. And he said, well, I don't understand it in these circumstances.
Second down, 12 yards to go. Saunders in motion. Rogers has got time. Gets it off to Lou Montgomery. Montgomery, the 45. Beautiful open field tackle by Brian Samuels out of Morgan Park High School in Chicago. There he is. He's a former strong safety, now being used at linebacker.
Boy, you've got to put some attention on that offensive line of Iowa. They're giving Matt Rogers a lot of time because anytime he's able to look at the second and third receiver, you know he's got the comfort of having all the time. He's getting good protection against this defensive front of Illinois.
Third down, 7, just inside the 45 of the Illini. 21-10, Illinois with the lead. Rogers, little draw to Montgomery, and Montgomery's got the first down. So on a 3rd and 7, they cross up Illinois. John Sederi over to make the stop. Ends up being an 8-yard gain, and that was a little trickery by Hayden Fry.
Exactly. Iowa running the ball when you think they ought to throw it. That's exactly what they wanted to do, and they did it so well. Look at the downfield blocks that they're getting, the attempt. You're seeing linemen run down the field. Baxley and Davis, Ferroni, all of them going down to make extra blocks after the play is run.
Last second change. Mark Zitnik comes in for Ari Fogey at nose guard. First down for Iowa. Play action by Rogers again. Backside pressure coming. Throws. Pass is made by Jasper. He's got it at the 17. I'll tell you something. Rogers showed some poise then. He had somebody coming after him. He stayed in the pocket. Got the ball underway for a 20-yard completion.
You're seeing the two best quarterbacks in the Big Ten put on the show today. Harold Jasper, the redshirt freshman, good speed. He finds the open area. See, right in between the linebackers, and Matt Rogers has the presence to know and wait for him to get right inside. Watch Matt Rogers. See, right across the middle, he's waiting. Get the middle, then he delivers the ball.
Boy, did he deliver that ball. Here's a handoff to Saunders. Saunders inside the 10 to the 8. So Iowa setting up their running game after that completion of 20 yards. Pick up 9 here. It'll be second and a yard. Marlon Primus, 3-time all Big Ten pick for Illinois. The free safety over to make the stop on Saunders. They're going to measure to see if he got the first down. To get back to Rogers, he really absolutely loves the pressure. He loves to be in tough situations, and that play previous, the passing play, indicative of his play.
Well, exactly. Great quarterbacks. They're all competitive, and they all make good decisions, but the real difference that separates the best from the rest, the ability to play big in big games, and that's what he's been able to do. He split the linebackers perfectly and just waited on the receiver to come open.
Boy, what a shootout we're having thus far. The Big Ten showdown, and again, we'll reiterate, the winner today really positions himself well to play on New Year's Day in a bowl, and there's a lot of bowls here in the stands, a lot of dignitaries visiting this game.
What you're really seeing, two great quarterbacks putting on a show.
And a lot of bowls would like to have him, wouldn't they? Second down and a yard to go. Kuyava's in now as the lead back in the eye. Saunders behind him on movement. That was Zitnik. Mark Zitnik out of Orland Park, Illinois. He's the guy replacing the all-Big Ten player Mo Gardner, and he was offside. Think about what Illinois lost. Mo Gardner, Derek Brownlow, Mel Agee, and still to play the way they are. Mo Gardner starting for the Atlanta Falcons. Brownlee playing with the Cowboys. Then Henry Jones, the number 1 pick at cornerback for the Buffalo Bills.
Good play by Iowa that time. Matt Rogers, second down and 1. The inflection of his voice to be able to pull Illinois off the sides and to be able to get 5 yards extra on a new 1st and 10.
There's the penalty situation. Iowa has not made any infractions. 1st and goal at the 4. Handoff to Iowa, and nobody was fooled, especially Holisek. John Holisek. He, along with Howard, the two redshirt freshmen who have really taken their play to another level.
We've always said you generally don't get all that excited about young players, but here are two fine ones, Holisek and Howard, and he just breaks through to make the tackle, goes over the blocker.
Second and goal for the 6. Lou Montgomery, play action to him. Throw complete. Saunders diving, and they're indicating he did not get in. Let's see. Now they indicate touchdown. The official was knocked down, and it took him a while to get up and signal touchdown.
Mike Saunders is coming out of the backfield, putting pressure on the linebacker that's got to get outside. He's not there. And watch the great effort to get the ball stretched across to break the plane for the touchdown.
The thing to remember, the pylon is considered to be part of the end zone. And so he got right over the pylon and took it in. Point after attempt now. Skillett hardly holds. He hit it. 21-17 now. Illinois' lead has been cut.
Again, watch the effort and the presence of Mike Saunders to know he's not going to get there standing up, to reach across, hit the pylon, and get the 6 points. I wonder how they practiced that.
Well, whatever they did it right. Saunders scoring. 1:56 left in this wide open game in this Big Ten showdown. Left to go in this first half of play, and it's been wide open. Illinois now leading by 4, 21-17. Look at these drives, Steve. 58, 75, 65, 68, and now the last drive of 75 yards. That's pretty good football.
Excellent football.
Verduzco has not missed a pass yet, and he'll be coming in after this kickoff. Clinton Lynch had a 41-yard return to start the game. Goes to the far side. He's tackled at the 22-yard line. Bert Richardson down to make the stop. Coming up at halftime on the Prudential Halftime Report, Roger and Bo run down the top 25 scores and bring you the latest college football news and highlights, plus coverage of the Hawkeye marching band.
You talk about the drives and length of drives, Gary. The defenses aren't playing bad football. They're playing good football, but the quarterbacks are doing such a great job executing their offenses.
Well, Verduzco is 12 of 12, 148 yards, a touchdown. Rogers is 14 of 17 for 151. Verduzco straight up the middle, almost intercepted by Ron Gator. That's that 6'6" frame that Iowa talked about, getting in front of Verduzco, and he almost came up with an interception on a screen set up over the middle.
Ron Gator almost gets an early Christmas present. Watch him, number 96. He just gets pushed and shoved right in the face of the quarterback and jumps up. He really didn't need to jump up. His hands are taped. He can't catch the football.
Therese needs a tackle and not a receiver. Quick pitch, near side, Fagan. And Fagan brings it out to the 28. So that last pass is the first pass Verduzco did not complete, which is an amazing stat when you figure we have, as you see here, a minute and a half left in the first half. Third down coming up, 4 yards to go. Remember now, Illinois had to use 2 timeouts in the first quarter. In the game now is Brandon Harrison, a redshirt freshman from Dallas. He's number 2, split to the bottom of the screen. On a 3rd and 4, Camino Bell adjusts his run and gets the first down. Now that is good vision running by Camino Bell. He had to change his path. He got it done, and Ron Gator made the stop.
What a creative call. They got 4 wide out. You're expecting to throw the football. They run inside, and they get the 1st and 10.
You see the timeouts remaining. 53 seconds left in the half, and we're going to have a speech here. Before the snap of the ball, we have a flag.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Still first down.
Tonight on ABC, after all new episodes of Who's the Boss and Growing Pains, it's Madonna in the network television premiere of Who's That Girl? An ABC movie special tonight. What are you smiling about? 1st and 15.
She'll never come to Tulsa.
Over the middle, Elbert Turner almost got it, and then further up the field. Doug Book on the deflection had a crack at an interception. There's Book.
Second down, 15.
He started the first 9 games last year. Then he got hurt. Has had a tough time getting that starting free safety spot back. He's been alternating with Gary Clark.
Illinois is doing a great job, Gary, of really taking those 2 deep safeties deep and spreading everybody out. That's what it opens everything up, and they're playing with a wide field, a full field, and Jason Ferdowsi is being able to really pick and choose.
2nd and 15 for the Illini. Out to Camino Bell. Bell across the 35, and he's going to be stopped just short of the first down as Carlos James, the cornerback, Marie Crane, the nose guard, over there to make the stop. Clock running, you see it, 15, and now Illinois is going to use the timeout. That will be their final timeout. And so, while we have this break in the action, here's a message from the University of Illinois. Illinois uses their final timeout with 14 seconds. They're going to have now 3rd and 3 coming out. They've been able to convert on their last 3rd down conversions. Not a lot of options left now. But with Illinois and their diversity, their imagination, you never can be comfortable against them, can you?
Well, they just have so many things that they can attack you with. And I think John Mackovic is just an excellent coach of being able to expose where your weakness is. And he does a good job of covering up his own team's weaknesses.
Boy, I enjoyed my visit with Hayden Fry again. Every time I come in here, I laugh. We end up laughing and giggling in his office about everything but football.
His office, you feel like you're on some porch out in the country, just rocking back and forth, talking football.
Well, he keeps telling me these jokes, but they're so complicated, I can't remember them.
Something you should.
3rd and 3 now. Verduzco with a deep drop. Up the field, complete to Turner. Now they have no timeouts left. They'll stop the clock with a first down. 15-yard gain, 7 seconds, as you can see. If they get up, they'll start the clock as soon as the ball is put in play. No timeouts left for the Illini. They're going to wind the clock, and here we go. And a quick spike of the ball by Verduzco. Well, it took a long time getting the clock stopped. 3 seconds. I think the clock wasn't stopped when it was supposed to be, and Mackovic feels the same way. Well, that was a long 4 seconds.
And that illustrates probably the talent and the ability of Jason Verduzco more than anything else. He really, Gary, that time he knew the clock had kept running, and he really looked at it, went directly to the official and said, hey, the clock's gone too far. Verduzco really on top of his game.
Well, they're going to put 6 seconds up, so they add 3. Well, I tell you, when you're on the road, you don't expect that clock operator to have a quick trigger finger there, do you?
Well,
I won't lead you into that one.
Yeah, really, that's a dangerous one.
That's a home field advantage, right? We kid about that, but they did lose only a second on the spike of the ball. And so now the line of scrimmage at the 44. No timeouts left. 6 seconds left in the half. Illinois leading it 21-17. Now they go to a trips formation, top of the field. John Wright, Elbert Turner's over there along with Gus Palma. Verduzco, and he's going to be tackled, and that'll bring us to the end of the half. Matt Hilliard out of Cedar Falls, Iowa, and Mike Wells dropping there. And Verduzco very slow getting up. And so at halftime, it's Illinois 21-17. We'll return with halftime activities after this. Illinois 21, Iowa 17. I'm Gary Bender along with Steve Davis. And Steve, as you look at the numbers through the first half, you get an indication of how efficient the offenses have been.
Well, both quarterbacks are just having great days. Verduzco is 81% in his passing. Rogers is 82%. They're balanced. They're accomplishing what they wanted to do. No turnovers. Illinois' ability to control the ball 17 minutes, I think, is somewhat of a surprise. So they've all accomplished their offensive goals that they had early in the ball game.
And as diversified as they've been, there's been no turnovers in the game.
That's right.
The scoring summary, let's go back. The opening drive, 58 yards. Camino Bell taking it over from 4 yards out. The Illini had the early lead, and then coming right back was Iowa on that 10-yard touchdown pass to Alan Cross from Matt Rogers. It was 7-7. Jeff Skillett gave Iowa a 10-7 lead. And then Illinois came roaring back. John Wright, 5-yard touchdown catch, made it 14-10. And then Camino Bell with the second touchdown run of the day, 21-10. And then a 75-yard drive capped on a 6-yard touchdown run by Mike Saunders. And here comes Iowa out that very unusual way they enter the field. They did that to start the football game. One thing that we should remind you is at the end of the first half, Jason Verduzco, scrambling around, was tackled. He went limping off the field, so we'll watch him closely to see if he'll be affected as we begin the second half. And there's that old psychology major, Hayden Fry, looking for some secrets on that tablet.
Well, the game has been everything we thought it would be. There's Jason Verduzco on the sideline. Looks like he's certainly mobile and capable of starting the second half. He did get a lot of pressure latter part of the second quarter. When he got significant pressure, he threw incompleted passes.
So Illinois and Iowa hooking up here today, and this has really been something special. The announced crowd, sellout, 70,220. Let's look at that play, the last play of the first half.
A lot of pressure. They've not been able to get him pressure. Now, because of his height, you see he's got to find a place to throw. He can't throw. They're collapsing down on him, and he gets sandwiched in between Wells and Hilliard, and that's where he gets a little bit of a turn or a little bit of a stinger on his either knee or ankle.
So he looks like he'll be all right as this enthusiastic crowd here in Iowa. I tell you what, they love Hayden Fry, and you know what's interesting? Hayden Fry loves Iowa. It is a love affair in the true sense of the word.
And as we said earlier, there are only 2 coaches in the country that have turned programs around. Before Hayden Fry got here, they hadn't had winning seasons in something like 20 years.
Let's substantiate what you're talking about offensively. Look at Rogers, 14 of 17. And he's really distributed the ball. 4 receivers there getting into the offensive flow of this game. So, on the other hand, Illinois didn't do a bad job either in that first half, as Jason Verduzco was just brilliant, hitting his first 12 passes. Hughes and Jasper now go back for Iowa. Richardson to kick off. The Illini with a 4-point lead. Not an exceptionally good kick. Jasper coming up, has him to 25, to the 30, Tyson starting across the 40, 45, 50, and the redshirt freshman takes it to the Illini 45, a 32-yard kickoff return. Say, this guy has played remarkably well. He's kind of come on his own today. Steve Nelson eventually made the stop, number 37. He made that catch over the middle earlier. Hasn't been used that much in the offense, but he's doing a job today.
Harold Jasper doesn't have great speed, but he's got tremendous quickness. See him break down, make the tackler miss him, and then jump upfield, get additional yards. Good balance, stop and go. That's the kind of thing makes him special.
And Iowa in a great situation, field position. Liza Saunders roars to a first down. 15-yard gain. He just ran over Robert Crumpton. Saunders out of Milton, Wisconsin. He was Wisconsin Player of the Year his senior year. And he has carried the ball now 10 times for 42 yards, and he really was a load on that one. From the 31. Rogers again. Saunders makes an inside move, and he's to the 20. Another first down. 15 yards, now 11 yards. And bang, bang. Mad Rogers has him at the Illini 20-yard line. That was Zechnick and Julian Brown combining on the stop. So I say Rogers has picked up where he left off.
Well, he's done a great job of noticing where those linebackers are and then finding the open area. Those backs are really doing a great job of staying away from where that coverage is.
From the 20 now, the Hawkeyes. Rogers taking a lot of time at the line of scrimmage. Second man to Saunders, trips on his own feet as he had a big hole up the middle. 9-yard gain, and Saunders on 3 consecutive plays has moved goalward. This will be at the 11-yard line, a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard to go.
If you're looking for the adjustment that Iowa's made, I think just mentally they've made the decision that we can go run the football against this front of Illinois when we have to make something happen. Look at the great blocks by Devlin and Turner and Baroni, all of them stooping, making the right block.
That was Hawkeyes that got a hand on him. I thought Saunders had tripped on his own feet. And Mike Pulaski fires across and makes contact with Rob Baxley. Let's see if he was drawn off or if he's in fact offside.
Dead ball. False start.
So he was drawn off.
Second down.
Baxley moving, and very alertly Pulaski, the senior out of Joliet. And that, by the way, is the first penalty against Iowa today. See the possessions. They started very effectively. 75 yards, touchdown, field goal, punt, and into the half with a touchdown. Penalty makes it 2nd down, 6. Lou Montgomery, the fullback, straightened up as he tries to make it to the 15. Good reaction that time by Illinois. Hawkeyes, number 52, was one of those. Pulaski, the other. Hawkeyes was not heavily recruited. In fact, they signed him late after they didn't get a couple other linebackers they were recruiting. On the other hand, Dana Howard was everybody's All-American, and now he and Howard are going to play for a long time at Illinois. 3rd down, 5. Saunders comes in motion. Deep drop. Look out. Hopkins got him. He got rid of the ball. It's going to be caught by Saunders. They're going to rule the ball dead. They're going to rule that Rogers was down. Forget the completion. And, of course, this partisan Iowa crowd does not like that at all. First sack by Illinois and by Mike Hopkins.
I think Matt Rogers considers himself, or should consider himself, extremely lucky. He has the presence to get away from the pressure. His knee is down, but to even turn loose of the football at that point, you put yourself in a terrible situation.
Good point. 45-yard field goal attempt now by Skillett. He could cut it to 1. Skillett's kick is on the way, and it's going to veer left. It's no good. Didn't hit that one well at all. And so Iowa, on their initial series, committing a penalty, then the sack, do not come away with any points, and they trail by 4. Well, mistakes really hurt you. Hayden Fry's team was moving the football. They moved it 35 yards in a hurry, and then all of a sudden that illegal procedure, and they never recovered.
And then they go 3 plays and go 16 yards backwards. So that's the kind of thing, little bitty things make big differences.
As an end result, the missed field goal from 45 yards, and Illinois takes over at their own 28-yard line. Olsen, the tight end, will go in motion. Play action by Verduzco. And it's going to be caught remarkably. No, they're ruling what? Does it go to Iowa? It is. That is James. Wait a minute. It was James on the far side with Turner, and they're going to bring it back incomplete. I got to see this one again. They're ruling it incomplete.
I think Iowa might have thought they intercepted the ball. See what happened. Jason Verduzco again. You see the great effort of the defensive line to jump up. There's Carlos James breaking on the ball. Both of them have, and then go to the turf with it, and it pops loose.
Boy, that is awfully close. James thought he had it. He's the junior out of Park Forest, Illinois. Hand off to Camino Bell, and he's swarmed under. Right now, emotionally, this game has pivoted in favor of Iowa. They're playing with outstanding intensity right now. No place to go on that play by Camino Bell. Teddy Joe Bailey was over there to make the stop out of Dubuque, Iowa. And so it's 3rd down, still 10 yards to go. This is where you love to be at home. The crowd into it, 70,000 plus. And Illinois early in this second half in a hole right now. Verduzco. And he's He's going to get out to the 30, 31, and buried there. It's 4th down. John Derby caught up with it. You see the emotion changing, don't you?
In the latter part of the first half, when they put pressure on him, he was either put to the turf or he threw an incomplete pass. The same thing is happening here early in the second half.
Kicking the football will be Corey Wells, a sophomore out of Belleville, Illinois. Snap from Eichhorn. Not a very good punt. Off the side of his foot. And it's going to take an Illinois bounce, however, and go all the way down to the 30. But it wasn't artistic, but Corey Wells will take it. He ends up having 20 yards on the roll. 39-yard punt. Here at the University of Iowa, they have an unusual course called Football for Foreigners, designed to introduce the game to foreign students, which at Iowa is approximately 7% of the student population, with 74 countries represented. This is a football.
There you go.
Kind of interesting, isn't it? You know, you think about the cultures of other countries coming over here. Must look like a crazy game to them, huh? From the 30-yard line, after the punt of 39 yards, Iowa has a football for the second time in the second half. Rogers, backside pressure, gets it off to Lou Montgomery. The fullback out to the 40-yard line, very close to the first down. That is not booing in the background. It's just the crowd yelling Lou as Holosek made the stop. Mike Pulaski, the leading sacker in the Big Ten, put some pressure on, but that's a 9-yard gain. 2nd and a yard to go. Rogers again just really impresses me with his poise in the pocket.
Well, the ability on first down to get 9 yards. Now you're 2nd and short. Those are down and distance situations Iowa wanted to get into.
Second man is Saunders, and Saunders will get the first down for the Hawkeyes out to the 43-yard line. Sean Streeter, who did not start the game, is now in there. He made the stop. He's the most experienced defensive lineman for Illinois. Had a brother, George, who played at Notre Dame with the Chicago Bears for a while. Line of scrimmage now at the 43. First down. Hughes split to the near side. Also, Ken Jones is flanked out. Rogers on the first down. Gets it off to Montgomery again. Montgomery, open field to the 50. Nice tackle by Holosek. 8-yard gain on the play. Holosek, good open field stop on Montgomery. Got some pressure coming after him.
But Matt Rogers is doing such a wonderful job of moving around the pressure. They're putting it on him, but the point is he's finding that second and third receiver. He just holds the ball till the last moment. So that's the kind of pressure that he's been able to handle. He's very effective finding the open guy.
Jan Gustafson was the guy that hit him after he just got rid of the football. Second down, long 2 to go. Rogers play action again. Boy, he freezes those linebackers with the play action. He completes it on the near side. John Antela from Brule, Wisconsin, makes the catch. It's only his 3rd of the year, a 22-yard grab.
Antela, 81, was injured in the Northern Illinois game. Good speed. He just kind of sneaks down the sideline, and really, finally, Illinois begins to close on him, but nobody's there. 5 yards, 4 yards away. Secondary's got to react. They've got to find. Again, Iowa's doing a good job of putting the receivers out to the perimeters, the corners, and making the defensive man come a long way to make coverage.
Jeff Antela with that catch. Here's Rogers, who's hit 10 in a row now, and he's going to be sacked this time. Fogey is back there. Also Brown. That's the 2nd sack of the day for Illinois. That time Rogers rolled right into trouble. And this guy in particular, Fogey, out of Chicago, vocational high school, same high school that produced Dick Butkus.
Well, this time trying to be a little fancy when they've really been effective just running the ball right at Illinois. And Illinois is not fooled. They're quick reacting, and they were able to be in the right spot.
Illinois defense can run. Second down now, 14 yards to go. 21-17, Illinois with the lead. Rogers up the seam, and Bill Johnson has picked it up. That was Saunders up the seam on the far hash, and Philmel Johnson comes up with his 2nd interception of the year. the first turnover of this football game. That's probably the only bad ball that I've seen Rogers throw today.
Exactly. See what happens when you get out of down and distance situations that are comfortable. You've got to throw the football. Phil Johnson, really 2 men are breaking on the ball. It's right where it needs to be. Boy, great catch by Johnson, number 3.
So now, after the first turnover, at the 11, Illinois with the football. Hand off to Camino Bell, and Ron Gator was there. Also, Larry Blue in particular, out of Hempstead, New York. And that didn't fool anybody. Loss of 3. 2nd and 13.
One of the things that Bill Brasher, the defensive coordinator, told us yesterday that he wanted to stress to his defense is not to panic, that Illinois was going to have success. Obviously, they've not panicked. They came out, they were behind, but they've really fought back and put Illinois in tough position.
2nd and 13 from the goal line. Verduzco pulls it down. Being flushed out of there, throws up the field and completes it. Albert Turner, and that's enough for a first down. And I'll tell you something, Verduzco did quite a job there. He could not find his hot receiver, his open man, bought some time and got a 14-yard completion.
Outstanding job by Turner, number 8. The play was obviously very slow in developing because the quarterback, Verduzco, got pushed out of bounds or pushed aside. Pauly lost where the receiver. He had him covered, and Pauly found the open area.
And so Illinois with a first down at the 22. 6:44 to go in the third. This is Clint Lynch, and right now Iowa has shut down the running game. They've just thrown a brick wall up there. John Derby led the charge that time, a loss of a yard.
Let's watch John Derby. We talked about him in the pregame show. Just jump up. What really the coaches say, he's so poised and focused on what he's doing. He just identified the play. He knew where to go. He jumped, stepped up, and made the play.
Well, they were saying if we recruit 5 John Derbys, we'd be in business. He is such a quality player. 2nd and 11. Lynch makes that Darren Boyer, and Boyer brings it out to the 24. And again, it's not opening up as Iowa's shut down. Things coming at him. That was Ron Gator out of Marion, Iowa. Very tough. Defensive tackle at 6'6", 270 pounds. Third down now, 9 yards to go. From the shotgun this time, Verduzco. Pressure coming. He's going to be dropped by Leroy Smith. Third sack, and he took a real shot from Smith.
Tremendous pressure by Leroy Smith, 4-6 feet from the outside. He gets around the tackle, trying to block him, and he just puts him right on his back.
That was Brian Hopkins that couldn't block him. Corey Wells to punt the ball. Fine punt. Harold Jasper waits on it at the 45, and Julian Brown got it. Boy, that's a heads-up, open field tackle by Brown. 36-yard punt, 3-yard return. Iowa down 21-17 with the football. Well, Illinois has gotten remarkable mileage from California players. 9 out of the last 12 Illini starting quarterbacks hail from California. Jason Verduzco, the last of that group from Antioch, California. You go back to the Dave Wilsons, the Jack Trudeaus. Jason Verduzco now has taken it over, and there's the rest of them. Shane Lamb and Tony Eason. Mike White started all of that. Took Illinois to the Big Ten Championship in '83. At the 42, Iowa has the football. 4:52 left in the third. Hughes will come in motion. Rogers stepping up in the pocket. Hughes in 10 receiver, and Johnson's got another interception. His second of the day. Boy, did he adjust to the ball. As Hughes looked up and looked too late. and Johnson was there.
Johnson does a wonderful job of playing the ball perfectly. Good fake inside. Going to Hughes, number 3, but watch the ability of Phil Johnson, number 3, to come right in, always concentrating on the ball. Really, the receiver, Hughes, he didn't turn around and look for the ball.
Johnson took over from there. They say they're always trying to pick on Johnson because of his height at 5'9", but he got up in the air that time. He has been a complete player for this Illinois team, his 3rd interception of the year. First down for the 21, and Iowa's had the ball 3 times, 2 interceptions, and then the illegal procedure call that stopped all 3 drives. Hand off to Camino Bell. And Illinois still trying to establish Bell, but in this second half, it has not worked very effectively. Mike Wells made the stop for Iowa. Heavily recruited, parade All-American out of Arnold, Missouri. Second down and 8 yards to go. In this quarter, Illinois thus far in total offense has 4 yards. Iowa 61. So the Illini have gotten stopped thus far. Verduzco sprinting around and threw it incomplete, and very wisely, Brad Hopkins, the offensive tackle, didn't try to catch that ball as Wells and Smith were pouring down on Verduzco.
Again, every time Iowa's put significant pressure, he's either gone to the ground or he's thrown an incomplete pass. He gets it again. This time, I really think they could have called intentional grounding, Gary, because he threw it right at Brad Hopkins. He did have Fagan back there reasonably close, but I don't think he saw Fagan.
Yeah, and I tell you, Hopkins did a great job of just putting his hands down in a hurry. I don't want anything to do with that pass. There's the stat that Mike Swanson, our statistician, gave us a moment ago. Only 4 yards in offense. Hand off to Fagan, nothing. It's 4th down. I'll tell you right now, there's been some adjustments made, and Hayden Fry has taken away the running game of Illinois.
They really have. That way they get them into predictable situations. The other factor that I don't know that you can create in the dressing room as much on the field, but the emotion they've been able to generate has been just really special.
I tell you, the crowd is into it. Corey Wells to punt again. Jasper at the 40-yard line. Try to change direction, and he's going to be dropped. Good reaction that time by Fred Cox.
Stopped on the
Cox, one of the cornerbacks for Illinois. Wells has a 36-yard punt, 2-yard return. So Iowa, who self-destructed 3 times here on drives in the Illinois end of the field, now starts this one from their own 42. Got to give some credit, though, to Phil Johnson, though. He's made 2 very good defensive plays. Iowa down by 4, 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Rogers to Saunders. Saunders takes it to the 48-yard line. Boy, he gets off the ball so quickly. Aaron Shelby over to make the stop on Saunders. Gain of 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Saunders 13 carries, 60 yards.
The effort of the tight end, Whitaker, the stand-up tight end. Only Iowa really has the stand-up tight end. They had it back at North Texas State when Hayden Fry was there. Didn't have any tight end. Put the tallest, biggest guy there, and he made him stand up so he could see the coverage.
Rogers back now on 2nd and 4. Over the middle, complete to Montgomery. Montgomery's got the first down. To the 45. Sederi made the stop there. A gain of 7. That's been good to them all day long, releasing the back out of the backfield and hit him over the middle. And Montgomery in particular. Montgomery started the year as a fullback. Then they moved him to tailback and started him there last week. Now have moved him back to fullback, and Saunders running out of the tailback spot. First down at the 45 of the Illini. Rogers to Saunders. He breaks the tackle from Streeter. Stays on his feet, and then Coper eventually catches up with him. But he got out of the grasp of Streeter and was able to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Michigan winning today. Illinois would like to go to 3-0. Indiana, their first Big Ten loss at the hands of the Wolverines. Ohio State winning. For the Big Ten, they start playing 93. Rogers back, scrambling around. And that will be short hop. That will not be a completion. Montgomery trying to come back to the football. Pulaski again putting heat on. You know, Pulaski coming in here has 10 sacks. He's had a tough time getting to Rogers, but he's had a lot of Polish rifle, except he's of Hungarian descent. And his dad called up one day and says, "What are they calling you the Polish rifle for?" Third down. 8 yards to go. And timeout. Matt Rogers will use Iowa's first. At the 1:55 mark, he'll come over to talk to Hayden Fry. And that gives us an opportunity to remind you next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, we'll bring you regional college football. Most of you will see a Big Ten game as the Michigan State Spartans winning their first game of the year today. Battle Ohio State, John Cooper's team. UCLA, Arizona State. Mississippi State against Auburn. And unbeaten North Carolina State against Clemson. And then later we'll be announcing a game from the Western Athletic Conference. Next Saturday, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. Not a hair out of place, John McAvitt. I enjoy him so much. He is such a quality guy. And you can see his demeanor really rubs off on his football team. They play with such confidence. And a young team like this, it's really been important to him to get that kind of poise and confidence instilled.
Well, he's just a real technician of the game. There he's taking notes, writing himself a note, just to be able to remind himself something a little bit later in the ball game or something to talk to the players after the ball game about. So that's the approach that these kids take. They take on that demeanor of your coach.
Extension of the coach. Third down and 8 now after Rogers uses a timeout. Looks like he's checking now at the line of scrimmage. Pulaski coming after him, setting up the screen. Complete to Montgomery. Montgomery, open field move. Fumbles the ball, and Illinois got it. The Illini have it. Crumpton comes up with it. It looked like Montgomery was diving forward to be sure he got the first down, and the ball comes out of there. 3 turnovers here in the third quarter by Iowa.
Well, unfortunately, the wheels are falling off of Iowa's wagon right now. Rogers, they get exactly what they want. They got man coverage, so everyone's spread out with the defender. So he breaks down. He's trying to reach, I think, Gary, for extra yards. No, he just flips loose. Shelby knocks the ball free, and another turnover mistake by Iowa.
Crumpton, who made a big pass breakup against Ohio State last week, comes up with a fumble recovery. Shelby stripped him of the ball. Here's Fagan running wide, gets a nice block, and converts it into a gain of 6 yards out to the 35. Eddie Joe Bailey made the stop. I'll tell you what, on that particular play, Joe Muty at fullback did a nice kick-out block, and they ran right behind it, and Fagan picked up the yardage. Al Makovic, 22-0 and leading after 3 quarters. Maybe that's a little bit of that boys we're talking about.
Well, that's true. And, you know, there are enough teams in college football that'll beat you without you beating yourself. And that's what I was doing right now in the second half.
2 interceptions and a fumble. Pitch comes back to Lynch. Lynch, he'll get the first down. Comes across the 40, goes out of bounds at the 42. Bailey over there to make the stop. Eddie Joe Bailey. He started all 5 games for Iowa coming in here. And so Lynch picks up the first down, and all of a sudden now, Illinois has been able to run the ball and pick up a first down. Line of scrimmage, the Illini 41. Just outside of minutes left in the third quarter. 21-17, Illinois. Verduzco with that deep drop. Complete to Dilger, the tight end. First down across the 45 to the Iowa 43. Leroy Smith, the former running back, showing his speed on that drop as he gets back, makes the tackle, but Dilger with a 17-yard catch on the play.
Again, they continue to really press, and the whole key for the quarterback Verduzco is really where those linebackers are. See, again, they throw the ball right towards Faley, number 49, the linebacker. Go to those linebackers and determine whether you catch the ball in front of them or behind them.
Dilger has 4 catches for 68 yards. Verduzco back, double pumping, and he goes down. 4th sack of the game for Iowa. This one goes to Matt Hilliard. Boy, they like this guy out of Cedar Falls, a sophomore. He's played so well on the special teams. Bill Brasher, the defense coordinator, said we're going to let him play more defensively at linebacker.
They really started recognizing him on their special teams because he just made such effort. There he is. You see him get blocked, and he's still fighting in their 48 and keeps pushing and pushing by, and he goes right by Hopkins for 79.
So that moves Illinois to a 2nd and 16. There's what's happened thus far defensively. Hand off to Camino Bell, sprinting to the outside, and did he get the first down? Scott Slate met up with him at the sideline. 1 second left in the quarter. 3rd down coming up, 11 yards to go, as Bell with 1 second going out on the far side. Illinois now brings in Brandon Harrison, who has not caught a ball this year. He's number 2. He'll come split to the top of the field. 3rd down, almost 11 to go. Verduzco back. Flag on the play, complete to John Wright. He lunges and gets what would be a first down if the penalty flag doesn't bring it back. We've ended the 3rd quarter, but let's see what this flag is all about. The illegal procedure, they'll bring it back. Boy, that was a fine play by John Wright. John Wright is not what you call a burner. He's kind of a possession receiver. He's made so many big catches this year for John McAvick. That'll bring the ball back to the 47-yard line. That's the 6th penalty against Illinois for 39 yards. Again, Iowa only won, but it was a very big one. The legal procedure stopped that initial drive of the second half.
Iowa at that time went in man-to-man. They squared up on the receivers, and I think Jason Verduzco thought they would be a blitz. Typically when they see man, you're expecting a blitz. No one came. He threw a good ball, but has to come back.
3rd and 16. They're going to have one more play. You can't end the quarter on a penalty. Verduzco, look out. He's going down again. The 5th sack of the game. This time it's Ron Gator. Also Matt Hilliard. They may get half each. And so we've come to the end of 3 quarters. Illinois 21, Iowa 17. We'll return with more action between Illinois and Iowa after this message and a word from our ABC. 15 minutes to go. I'm Gary Bender along with Steve Davis. Corey Wells will start the 4th quarter with a punt. No scoring in the 3rd quarter. 3 turnovers by Iowa. Looked like we'd have a high-scoring game, and all of a sudden nothing on the scoreboard here in the 3rd. Wells hits this one to Jasper at the 18-yard line. Gets away from Julian Brown and is tackled by Steve Nelson. So let's go to New York now for an update. Here's Roger Twyman. Thank you. Steve, you were talking about the hangover that always occurs after Oklahoma and Texas play in Dallas.
Big hangover effect emotionally. Oklahoma's been ranked more on tradition than performance thus far.
Here's Montgomery as a counter action. He takes it for maybe a yard as Dana Howard was over there. Let's look at the numbers in the 3rd quarter. Of course, the big number in the turnover department, 3 against Iowa.
Well, the quarterbacks have slowed down in the 3rd quarter just because of the pressure of the defenses and the way they're really coming to them and making it tougher. What's obvious, the most revealing, is the 3 turnovers of Iowa. They've self-destructed in the 3rd quarter. Illinois has really not stopped them. Iowa stopped themselves.
2 interceptions, a fumble, and an illegal procedure. As Rogers now out to Montgomery, that little flip over the middle. He's got a first down. That's been the big play in the second half. 10-yard pickup as Hopkins over to make the stop for Illinois. So Lou Montgomery, who came in here with 14 catches, has been busy today. They'll mark the ball at the 38-yard line. First down, Iowa. Iowa 38. I tell you, competitor this guy is, Rogers. He'll just keep fighting you every step of the way. And you know those 2 interceptions after throwing 4 last week are really stuck in his craw. Saunders. Kuyaba in the backfield. Handoff to Saunders. Breaks 1 tackle, but he doesn't get away from Shelby. Aaron Shelby. Loss of 2. Let's go back to a game that started out like it was going to be a high-scoring affair. First drive, Camino Bell took it in from 4 yards out. Cross came back, 10-yard touchdown catch. It was 7-7. Skillett, 24-yard field goal, 10-7 Iowa. Then Wright gave Illinois the lead, which they have not relinquished thus far. They added 21-10 advantage on Camino Bell's run. Saunders scoring on a 6-yard touchdown catch, and that's where we are right now with 13-18 left in the game. Changing the play is Rogers on a 2nd down and 12. Throwing, complete to Alan Cross, the tight end. Cross has a first down to the 42-yard line of Illinois. Belmo Johnson caught up, and Alan Cross, who's from San Diego, but lived in the Quad City areas for a long time, a Midwesterner by birth, made the catch.
And Iowa finally got the right combination of play against this young defense. They went to man coverage. They don't like to go to man coverage because they're young, they're inexperienced. And Cross comes across the middle, and he's isolated one-on-one, and he's by himself with the defender that had him.
Cross with 4 catches today for a total of 50 yards. First down at the 42. Lou Montgomery slices inside. Shelby had a hand on him as he stepped inside the 40-yard line. Change now. Chad Coper comes in defensively for Illinois. Iowa continually, relentlessly trying to get into the sensational year for the Bills. 2nd and 4. That's Montgomery again. This time hit hard. Gets a couple of more yards. Short of the 35. Streeter was one of the first to get there. Coper, who checked in at 6'6", 244-pounder, redshirt freshman. 36-yard line is where it rests, and it's 3rd and 4 now. It was 80 degrees when we came in here Thursday. Cool off, had a little sleet, some snow in northern Iowa, but a beautiful, crisp, autumn day for football today. Rogers on 3rd and 4. Behind the intended receiver, Saunders. 4th down. He'd like to get that one back. You see Saunders wants to go for it. But instead they're going to punt it away. Jim Hyzak will come in. Now they did have a fake punt against Michigan on a 4th and 9. Did not convert it, and it was a big turning point in the loss to Michigan 2 weeks ago. This is 4th and 3. Hyzak to punt. He's going to try to kick that one into the Coffin corner. Didn't really get that much on it, but Belmo Johnson with the fair catch at the 12-yard line. 24-yard punt, 21-17, Illinois. 11:40 to go. Illinois, who really hasn't been able to get anything going in the second half offensively, has hung on to their halftime lead of 21-17. Verduzco's been sacked 3 times. Rogers has thrown 2 interceptions. You've got to give credit to both these defenses. John Wright will come in motion. Play action by Verduzco. Gets rid of it to Wright. Wright makes a nice spin move and gets additional yardage. He needed to get out to about the 23 for a first down. He's about a yard short. Gain of 9. Scott Plate was over there to make the stop.
And now we're seeing Illinois' strategy in the second half. Get Verduzco away from the pressure. Roll him away. Earlier he was dropping back. Now get him away to the pressure. He throws the ball straight to right. And again, John shows that great presence to know where the defender is, get away from him, and move upfield.
Well, he's an A- student. He ought to be able to do that, huh? Second down now, 2. A gain of 8. Camino Bell, not easy, but I think he got the first down. He got slammed down pretty hard that time by Mike Wells. Also Bailey on the stop. So they look to the far side. They haven't indicated first down. Now they do. First down, just short of the 24-yard line. Time, 11:27. Illinois has all 3 timeouts. Iowa has used one of theirs. The winner really positioning themselves well to try to get to a New Year's Day bowl. Fagan and Bell in the backfield. Play action for Dusko. Complete to Dilger. Dilger, the tight end, across the 30 to the 32. And he's become quite a weapon now for Verduzco. That'll be a 9-yard catch. Remember, this guy's just a redshirt freshman. They're trying to get him bigger. He only weighs 239. They keep trying to bulk him up a little more. He has 5 catches for 77 yards. What was it Gene Dalquist told us? I keep forgetting he's just a redshirt freshman.
They said sometimes he's out of control as a receiver, but he's improving as a blocker, and he really is a young talent they're excited about.
2nd and a yard. This is Lynch, and Lynch drags a tackler, what appears to be enough for the first down. Let's see, where are they going to mark him? Maybe he didn't get it. Nope, they're going to move it back. He didn't get a very good spot on that one. Blue and Gator over there, and so it's going to be short of the first down. 3rd down and less than a yard.
This is the real test of Illinois' offense. Late in the ball game, trying to eat up some clock. Be a ball control offense now. You throw the ball a lot, you rely on the pass, but the real key to the success of your offense, can you control the football when you have to?
Illinois late getting out of the huddle here. They have 8 seconds. They're going to have to call a timeout. A little confusion. Dilger came out, Muty came out, Turner came in, and by the time all that transpired, John Makovic had to use a timeout. So he has 2 timeouts left. 9:53 to go. Makovic and company with a 21-17 lead. University of Iowa, a very diverse university. Oldest dental college, law school, natural history museum. West of the Mississippi. Well, we're about 45 minutes west of the Mississippi. We'll be heading that way. We get out of here, headed to the windy city of Chicago.
You know, that's a safe bet to say 45 minutes. It just depends on what mode of transportation.
Well, I'm riding with my producer, Jim Ressler, so it's probably cut 15 minutes off of it. 3rd down and a yard to go. Illinois exercising their timeout. Hand off to Boyer, and he did not get the first down. So it'll be 4th down, and that'll give us an opportunity to join Roger in New York. Roger? Wow, people forget how good Lindsey Chapman is. You always hear about Russell White. You just saw how good he is. Line drive by Forey Wells. Harold Jasper at the 20-yard line. Up to the 30. Spin move there. And so 70 yards away now is Iowa. 48-yard punt, 11-yard return. 9:05 to go in this Big Ten showdown. Steve Davis, we really, for all intents and purposes, had 2 different games here.
Well, the early part of the ball game, that first half, Verduzco was hitting 81% of his passes. He's been sacked 5 times. They really didn't put pressure on him until late in the 2nd quarter. And Matt Rogers, you see the 2 interceptions that he's thrown, and he's been sacked twice. So it has taken a different complexion. The defenses have put more pressure on the quarterback, and they've been more willing to go to man coverage to force a big play.
In 5 possessions in the second half, Iowa's missed a field goal. They suffered 2 interceptions, fumbled, and punted once. And they have it again at the 30. Montgomery first out of there. And he lunges forward close to the first down. Dana Howard made the stop. This reminder, the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report, time permitting, will be coming up at the conclusion of this football game.
Gary, this is the reason why coaches on both squads have said offensively you've got to establish the running game, because late in the ball game it really becomes a factor. Now, who's established the running game will be able to control the clock and make a difference.
Iowa down by 4. That was a first down to the 41. Handoff this time comes to Montgomery again. He's become a workhorse in this second half. Aaron Shelby over to make the stop. Lou Montgomery out of Waterloo, Iowa, just north of here. He was the Iowa Player of the Year his senior year. And a very durable player today. Throwing to him over the middle and the hard, tough yards up the middle. 2nd and 9. Make it 8 yards to go. 8:14. You see the time remaining. Rogers, pressure coming to middle, setting up a screen. And again, Baxley was the closest to the football. That's twice he's been really almost ready to take the ball and realizes he can't. I think it was Montgomery was held up in the screen somehow.
Well, he fell down. That's what happened. They did a perfect job of executing the offense in terms of setting up that screenplay, and then Montgomery falls down. Watch it. Good effort by, look at the offensive line, how they kind of fake, act like they're blocking, let guys sift through, and then they're 34. Montgomery fell down, and Rogers threw it over his head.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. Rogers with time. On target to Hughes. Hughes to the 35, and that's a big completion. Mike Hopkins makes the stop at the 35. 22-yard gain. You know, we haven't heard from Hughes in the second half. He started out effectively. Now has 4 catches for the day.
Dana Hughes is by himself because 2 underneath receivers take the linebackers out of it. Now watch him. He breaks past the secondary back, Hopkins 19, perfectly. The area was cleared out. There was no linebacker in front, so the ball had a direct course to the receiver.
From the 35 after the 22-yard gain, Iowa with the football. Rogers giving off this time to Saunders. He's in trouble. He'll be thrown for a loss. Shelby was one of the first. There he is, number 53. Look at this. Washington now has jumped up on top. 24-17. That's coming from Berkeley. I saw Cal last week. I knew it would be a good one, and has disappointed no one. Everybody thinks Washington as good as anybody has been in the Pac-10 in a long, long time. You can see a discouraged Verduzco. 2nd and 11. Rogers, keep coming, gets away, completes it to Hughes again, and Hughes tackled at the 30-yard line. Pulaski over there putting the pressure on. A 6-yard gain. Let's go to Roger for an update on that Washington-Cal game. Oh, Roger, what a track meet. 68-yard run by Chapman, and then coming right back 65 yards Washington. Quarterback draw now. Rogers to the 20, and that shows his ability to run with the ball. An 11-yard gain. First down inside the 20-yard line. That is a dimension that he gives his team. He will take over, as we said, and want the ball in critical situations.
And Wyatt was successful again. Illinois is taking chances. They went man again. So all the defensive backs have paired up with receivers, and Rogers breaks into a relatively open secondary, and he's had to be tackled from behind.
Shelby was the guy that caught him from behind at the 19-yard line, and Iowa trying to take the lead. 5:40 left in the game. There's a draw handoff to Montgomery. And Montgomery hit hard by Hopkins. A late flag is thrown by the head linesman. Shelby and Hopkins combine on the stop.
Let's see if we can identify what the penalty is. There the play is. Look at Hopkins. Face mask right there by number 19, Mike Hopkins.
So that shows the penalty, and that will move the ball 5 yards further and makes it now at the 12-yard line. First down and 3 now for Iowa. 21-17. They don't want a field goal in this one. They want a go-ahead touchdown. Rogers, Saunders, nice spin move, and then he is hit hard. I'll tell you what, there's some tackling going on right now. That was Marlon Primus, who made a beautiful tackle after Saunders made the spin move. Now, he's playing with a very sore shoulder that he hurt last week against Ohio State. But he really stuck in there. He's got great respect from his teammates. A 4-year starter for John McAvick. Second and a yard. Saunders giving ground, and he's going to lose a big yardage play back to, let's see where they're going to mark it. He tried to go wide on a 2nd and 1. Shelby and Hopkins met him. He tried to give ground, and giving ground back to the 12, and Iowa's called timeout. They'll have 1 timeout remaining. 4:19 to go. Illinois protecting this 4-point lead as we go down the stretch drive. Well, there's the teacher, John McAfee, the pupil, Jason Verduzco. They have not been able to do anything offensively in the second half. And waiting to see what Iowa gets out of this drive and trying to retool. It's amazing how effective they were in the first half offensively. Nothing in the second half.
Both offenses were very effectively. Illinois, remember, controlled the ball in the first half. They had more time of possession than Iowa. Now the secret is if they get the ball back without Iowa getting the touchdown, can they control the ball? They have not been able to do that consistently in the second half.
Boy, here's a big play. 3rd down and 3. Iowa down by 4. They have 1 timeout left. 4:19 left in the game. Kuyava's in the backfield. 3 wideouts. And Rogers rolling out, gets the first down. I saw him do that earlier this year against Michigan. He just takes over. He wants the ball, he wants the pressure, and he delivers.
You can call it a load option if you want to, but what they're doing, they're making sure he's going to be the man to carry the ball. His back blocks the quarterback's responsibility, and he's just trying to get the 4 yards. Great job, Matt Rogers, and what a daring call.
What a drive this is. It started on the 31. The 12th play a moment ago. Here's the 13th play. Hand off to Montgomery, and he got back to about the 5. A gain of a yard, maybe 2. Crumpton made the stop. Shelby also on the tackle. Final timeout because of a lineup problem. That's got to really irk Hayden Fromm. We'll be back. Gary Bender, Steve Davis. Steve, with that final timeout being used by Iowa, they can't think field goal at all now because no timeouts left, only 3:25 in this drive. They've got to get a touchdown.
Really don't have the luxury of time or those timeouts, so they've really got to go make it happen this time.
The timeout, the line of scrimmage, the 5-yard line. 2nd down and 5 from there. Quarterback draw, Rogers fighting his way, and he is just short. The ball came loose into the end zone. Hopkins fell on it, but they're moving it down, and Iowa has it just short of the goal line. Wow. Let's look at this one again.
We talked about Matt Rogers taking and thriving on the pressure at the quarterback draw. They just try to split the middle, turn the lineman out, and he stretches for it. Golly, I don't know. It looked like he got in the end zone to me.
Yeah, I broke the plane. I agree with you.
There's probably chalk on the ball.
That looked to me like he was across. Well, they'll try to get it in here. 3rd and goal from the half-foot line. And Rogers is in. Touchdown, Iowa. Like Rogers was shaken up on the play. 69 yards and 14 plays. Skillet's point after is up and good. And for the 2nd time, Iowa has the lead. We're going to show you what happened to Matt Rogers on the sneak for the touchdown.
Watch Matt Rogers, the quarterback. Shelby, number 53, hits him right there on the arm. A great drive by Iowa. Good pressure. Kept it on him all the way. way through, and Matt Rogers really, in big third down plays, made the difference.
Well, on that drive, they threw the ball twice. They rushed 12 times, and Rogers is the guy that carried the ball when they got inside the 5.
From the perspective of Aaron Shelby, number 53, watch Matt just follow the block of Devlin in center, and he gets a good shot, but he ends up in the end zone. 69 yards, 14 plays. They ate it 6 minutes and 26 seconds.
And now Illinois, which has not been able to get their offense untracked in the second half, with 2 timeouts left, 2 minutes, 39 seconds left in the game, trail by 3, 24-21.
And Gary, what Iowa did on that drive is they controlled the ball by running it. Only 2 passes in the drive.
And I tell you, we said it at the top of the broadcast, and we'll say it again, Matt Rogers is a pressure player. He is a crunch time guy.
The great ones separate themselves in the big pressure moments.
Skillett, weird kickoff. Camino Bell chasing after it. Eventually, Clinton West gets it, and he'll be dropped at the 25. And this crowd is deafening. So Illinois has their work cut out for them. Hartley and Hilliard were down to make the stop. So you saw Makovic and Verduzco talking. I wonder if they found some magic yet in their offense. There's the drive. So impressive. Verduzco, who's been sacked 5 times, comes out throwing to Camino Bell. He is going to make it across the 30. He's just short of the first down as Mike Wells tackles him. Line of scrimmage will be at the 33-yard line. Second down, 2 yards to go. Verduzco back again. That'll give him a first down. The ball comes loose. There's a flag. They're ruling incomplete. The pass is incomplete. But what's the penalty flag all about? Hayden Fry telling his team to get off the field. I think they're going to pick the flag up. I think the official was waving incomplete, and he knocked the handkerchief out of his pocket. Watch this.
Watch Verduzco make the throw right there to Bell. They're throwing the safe outlet type passes. Great stick. Boy, that's...
So they ruled it incomplete, and again, the official picked up the flag, waved it off. So it's still 2 yards to go for a first down. The big hit was by Carlos James. Play action, Verduzco completes it to Lynch. Lynch trying to get the first down. He will not. It's 4th down. Smith, with that great speed, got over there. Boy, did he get there in a hurry.
What this drive has represented, that Iowa's doing a great job in the secondary, and they're forcing Illinois to have to go to the short passes, out of the perimeters, not very deep into the secondary.
Illinois asks for timeout. They have 1 left. 4th down, 3 yards to go. This year, Illinois is 6 of 10 on 4th downs. They converted their only 4th down attempt today. I thought when Lynch caught the ball, he would get the first down, but what reaction by Iowa when they came flying out there.
Iowa's secondary, their linebackers have played much better. They put more pressure on the quarterback. He's got plenty of time to throw. Everybody's covered up deep, and so they take him shallow. Good tackle, head-on-head, plenty of people around.
That was a previous play with Camino Bell, where they ruled it incomplete. And the last one to Lynch was the play they were trying to get it on a quick slant to the near side. So here we go. This is the football game right here. 4th down, 3. Hayden Fry now's on the field. He's making a change defensively. Got Faley in there now. Hayden's about 5 yards on the field. He got Hilliard out of there, got Faley in.
And I think he apologized to the official because he's on the field. He didn't realize it.
I can understand why. 4th down and 3. Last gasp effort for Illinois. the shotgun, Verduzco. And it's incomplete. Camino Bell, the intended receiver.
What makes this play work is the great effort, the team effort of the defense. Everybody's covered up. It forces them to have to go short, and he just has to throw it down around the arm. Again, the height of the quarterback, Verduzco, he had to throw it down a little bit to avoid the pressure.
Almost looked like Mike Wells got a piece of it.
Might have.
And so the #1 ranked defense in the Big Ten, Iowa, has been something special in the second half of play. From the 32, hand off to Saunders. Saunders to the 30 will be tackled there. Illinois has only one timeout left to try to kill this clock. Illinois coming in here with a 3-game winning streak. And now, with 1:26 left, a discouraged Verduzco, who came out playing so well in the first half, and in the second half, Iowa just shut he and the offensive troops down.
Great job by their secondary to really cover up. Their linebackers played much better, and then they were able to get pressure on him.
Now we have the flag, the head linesman running in.
Full start on the part of the offense. Still second down. Clock will start on the...
I think that was Rob Baxley. That's only the second penalty for a total of 10 yards against Iowa. They played very well in some areas, and that's one of them. Verduzco, 19 of 25, 218 yards. He did not throw an interception. He had one touchdown, but he was sacked 5 times.
And they forced him to go to shorter, underneath type routes as the game wore on.
Rogers has thrown for 281 yards. He has 2 interceptions and a touchdown. Here he goes on the draw. Boy, he's hammered here. Julian Brown from the backside was there. Sean Streeter the other side. And now with 59 seconds left, Illinois, are they going to use their final timeout? The official not indicating anything yet. Let's see what he has to say.
We have a timeout on the defense. Their third and final. Will the clock operator add 2 seconds?
I like the way he said that. So the final timeout by the Illini. Denny Marston, one of the assistants over there. You're going to add a couple of seconds. You know, you talk about coaching is a game of adjustments. We had 2 different football games, and I give credit to both coaches for just going into the locker room, making some adjustments, and turning this game into an entirely different type of football game in the second half.
Iowa came out and tried to really establish the run. I think they felt like that they could really establish themselves and really be more physical with Illinois, and yet they self-destructed early in the third quarter, but they just kept coming back.
Yep.
The big drive was a 14-play drive, 12 runs, 2 passes.
They had the 2 interceptions and the fumble. And again, looking ahead to next Saturday here on ABC, Illinois with 51 yards in offense, Iowa with 194.
1 second on the clock.
Now they have the clock set at 1:01. No timeouts left for either team. Well, in the last 2 years, the visiting team has won in this series, but that may change here today. Iowa at home here in the sellout crowd. Homecoming day. On a 3rd and 14, Montgomery hit quickly. Mike Hopkins knifing in there. Clock still running now as you see the time remaining. Coe College here locally in the Iowa area. 32-21. Let's see, I think Bill Fitch is from Coe College. NBA coach. Matt Rogers now is going to probably take a delay of game here. He'll just let the clock expire. Well, if this game stays as is, Iowa will go to 2-1. Illinois 2-1. Michigan on top, the only unbeaten team in Big Ten play, has now delay a game. 21 seconds left. 4th down and a bunch. Matt Rogers looking to the near side, comes over now to visit with Hayden Fry. As it's dust now starting to settle here in Iowa City. Now Illinois making a lot of changes defensively just before the snap of the ball. 4th and 22 yards to go. They're coming after him. Isaac, not a very good kick. Fillmore Johnson picks it up. He'll need to get out of bounds, and he's knocked out of bounds on the far side. Fred Cox over there to make the stop. 13 seconds left. Well, it's desperation time now. 23-yard punt that time. And Jason Verduzco, who's had a lot of magic for this team, really needs it now. His team down by 24-21 count. From the shotgun. Up the middle, right, with a great catch. Now they'll stop the clock because of the first down. He's at the 50-yard line, 7 seconds, 22-yard gain. Boy, that all of a sudden gives him a shot. Verduzco now, as soon as they put it in play, will snap it. They put it in play, and Verduzco spikes it. 4 seconds left.
Verduzco's pass incomplete.
Been a lot of fun, Steve. Isn't this something? This is Big Ten football. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, Verduzco, he can make up a lot of yards quickly.
Well, they made 22 of them a moment ago. What he's got now with that strong arm, he can throw that ball into the end zone.
He's got to take a shot. And then, if he pulls this off, then he would be compared to Doug Flutie.
Oh, that would be the magic. He does have the wind to his back with 4 seconds to go. Stepping up, and he's going to be sacked for the 6th time by Ron Gator. And it's over. Iowa with the victory. Jason Verduzco, the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player of the game for Illinois. Matt Rogers for Iowa. Chevrolet donated $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund. For Steve Davis, I'm Gary Bender.